Okay, welcome back. So we just declared our type def and our resolvers. So if you remember from the documentation, you combine them with this make executable schema function. You combine them to make a schema. So we say schema is going to equal make executable schema. The function that takes two arguments. The first one is type defs and then resolvers. And this is just shorthand for type defs is type defs and resolvers is resolvers. It's just JavaScript shorthand object. All right, so we've got our schema back, so we can uncomment these lines now. Next thing we want to do is we're going to bring in Mongoose into our index.js file. And to bring our models to do, we're going to actually break this up a little bit here. We can actually say const to do equals mongoose.model to do. We brought in that to do file, so we can do it like that. And why don't we put a couple things in our database while we're here? We could just say do to do text. Let's see, mow the lawn and weed whack. Let's put a couple in. Gonna change this up to grocery shop for steak. I am buy some lotto tickets. Why not? And don't forget, I'll save. We just want a little bit of data in a little bit of something in our database here. So let's do that. And what we really need to do is get this resolver going here. And the first one, root we're not going to worry about, args we're not going to worry about just yet, context. So context is just something that's always going to be in the flow of GraphQL of the resolvers. Something that's just going to be in there that you can reuse is a good way to think about it. And so what we're going to say is, we're going to say const models equals an object. In that object, we're going to just put for now just the to do like that. So what that really is to do equals to do. To do is our Mongoose model. And you can see why we only have the one model here, but if you had a lot of models, you can see where this would be helpful. And I'll show you how to put this to do onto that context. So right here, we're going to put rec, which is short for request. That's how Node handles things. Then after request, we're going to put an arrow function. And we're going to put a parenthesis on each, an extra parenthesis on each side of this. And right after the first one, we'll hit enter. So right after that, we'll hit enter. So it looks like that. We have our schema, which is another way, obviously, of just saying schema equals the schema. And we could put a comma after schema. We put context. That's an object itself. And we'll put models there. Again, that's short for models is models. Like I said, that I have the server down. I don't want these. I only want to put those up there one time. So, and then in here, in our resolver, in the context, now we can use ES6 destructuring like that. Put in models. Put models. And if you want more information on it, it may be confusing. It's a lot. There is documentation on this right here. But basically, we're just passing in stuff into this Graphical Express instance. So we can reuse, in this case, we're passing in the models, which is what we designed over here. And it has all these properties from Mongoose that allow us to work with a database. So basically, we're bringing the database functionality of Mongoose, which is all this different stuff we haven't really even looked into, but there's all kinds of ways to look stuff up, retrieve data, put data in, take data out, sort data. That's what we're doing. We're sending in Mongoose functionality into this graphical loop. So right here, because of this context and how we created this, we put our whole model in like this. Now we're able to use it in our resolver. And I'll show you how that works. I made an async function here. Keyword async. And we don't even need the brackets. We can just say await models to do find. Say that that's basically going to find all the to-dos. So what we want to do is get these to-dos in there real quick. So we're just going to run, instead of npm, we're just going to run node index.js. I hope there are no typos. Okay, that's ran. So now I'm going to comment out the part where I make the 3 to-dos. Now I'm going to run npm start. Now I want to create them once. If you keep rebooting the server, it'll re-save them every single time. So now we've got our server up. I'm going to go back over to our graphical tool. Oh, here we go. Now I'll start from scratch again anyways. Get all to-dos. There you get text, completed, and created app. And then hit the play button. And now we're going to get, let's see, I accidentally did get them in there twice. But it's all good. You can see how it all works. We've got data, get all to-dos. We got Molon and WeWhack, buy some lotto tickets, grocery stop for steak. Then we've got them all again. So we've got all our information this is from the database. So we created them in the server, sent them to the database with those commented out functions, and then we retrieved them with our GraphQL system. So we've already got it up and working. And you go over to here, and you'll see that we've got all those